Guys, this is the Grand Combo ArmorGrid ArmorAir Case built with Kevlar, and it's in the Azure color or blue, as you and I would normally say. And it came in this bigger than usual box from Benks, which contains a lot of stuff. Now, I've already done an unboxing for this. It's another video on my channel. I did that before we got the actual iPhones, but it includes a case, it includes a pop stand, and it also includes this handy lanyard, which we will test out later. Now, I was shocked just how good this looked with the orange iPhone 17 Pro, because my logic is, right, if you're buying the iPhone 17 Pro in orange, then you already want to be outrageous. You already want to be like super glamorous. So pair it with something that's also kind of outrageous, right? Look at it. Look at this blue. Like, it's such a bright iridescent blue. Like this this pop stand ring here kind of has as much or more iridescence than the actual iPhone. So I think this is actually a very nice combination. You can see on the sides as well where the buttons go through will be orange, and down at the bottom there you can see the orange through the holes as well. So this combo isn't cheap. It's actually about $79.99 on the Benks website, but it is a Kevlar case. You know, if you like the look of this, which I kind of do, then I think it might be worth it. So it's actually a bit more expensive than the equivalent Apple case. This is definitely gonna turn heads if you go out in public with this. So let's just go through some highlights of this case. It's got this new weaving, which Benks is calling armor grid weaving, and it's very similar to the black case I reviewed just now. It's the same. Well, it's not the same. It's different. You know, look at that here very carefully, and you'll see the pattern is actually different. But from a distance, they could pass as the same. Yeah, but the blue definitely is different, and it is a little bit special, a little bit more intricate if you ask me. And of course, you've got the matching Kevlar on this pop stand. Now, I've made a bunch of videos on these pop stands already, so I won't go through the details about what it does and how it works here. But just to say, they have a color. They have a color for pretty much every case. This one matches with this case. I mean, I've got a few more here, you know, that I've acquired over a couple of years of receiving stuff from Benks. Yeah, so you know, if you wanted like a black one or something, you could definitely get that. In fact, let's see how it looks. Let's put the black one on now. Yeah, so you could definitely, you know, you could definitely use that to your style if you wanted to, or even heck, maybe this orange one. Check this out, because this one came with the golden tie case, which is one of my favorite cases for my iPhone 16. And I don't know, does it go? Does it go? I mean, you decide. It's definitely a look there. But for this review, we're going to stick with the official blue one that comes in the box, as you're getting this one in the box anyway, right? So as far as looks go, this is a very bold case. But as I said, if you're buying the orange iPhone 17, then you're probably a kind of a bold character already. So this should go just fine with that. I am curious to know how it's going to look with the other color iPhones. I think it will go actually with the white or the silver and the blue very well. Just obviously in different ways, but I think it'll look really good in those colors as well. Now, as with all their cases, the Kevlar is kind of like a matte finish, but there's this color that just makes it very, very, very bold. To demonstrate the fit, you can see it's a very, very firm fit, which I've grown used to for these thin minimalist cases as well, because you don't want it falling out. And there's some razivity, there's some raised edges at the top, especially at the top, and then the four corners as well, to prevent your screen touching the surface when you put it down on the table like that. As far as quality of construction goes, no issues at all. Really good quality, as I've come to expect from Benks. You've got a new Benks logo down there, which is straight, and you've also got the designed by Benks on the camera ring there as well, which is new for the iPhone 17s because the style of camera ring has changed. What happens if you put it flat down on the table? It kind of rests more on the pop stand than anything else, but it is balanced up here. But if you press down here, then it will kind of rock a little bit because there's no support here. As usual, the cutouts are very nice for the buttons. I like the style of cutout more than anything because there's that little angle there, kind of gives it its own unique identity. And it's the same on this side. You've got your power button and you've got the camera control there as well. And it's all nice and easily accessible through the cutouts. Very nice cutouts there. And as I said, this case is very strong. You can't break it, so don't think you're going to. Ports at the bottom, all nice and accurate. Good to see. Now you'll see that, I think, okay, you'll see that the port and the speaker holes are kind of pushed a little bit up, and I think that's because I have this lanyard thing in. Now, when I didn't have that in earlier, it was flush and pretty well lined up. So let's see what that lanyard thing is about. This is the matching lanyard that they give you, and it's got a little hook here. So the thing is, you don't have to have it attached all the time. You can detach it and reattach it whenever you want. And I'm not sure where Benks got this idea from. Maybe they got wind that Apple was going to be releasing some kind of lanyard, so they did their own. So anyway, that's how it looks. works. It supports the phone just fine. It's really for people in London who walk around the streets and you have people grabbing the phones from you. So if you have this, maybe that'll make it a little bit harder, or at least maybe discourage them from targeting you. So this is probably, if you live in London, you would appreciate something like this. If you don't have one, definitely get one. So I will use this from time to time, like if I'm taking photos over some kind of like dangerous canal or ravine or something, which I have done. Yeah, but it's not something that I would leave on all the time. So I'm going to pop it back off now. Now, as far as grip goes, it's as grippy as any other Kevlar case. I mean, it first of all, it's matte, but then it does feel like it has some kind of like rubbery texture as well. I wouldn't go so far to say that it's a soft touch rubber coating, but it's definitely grippy. It probably feels like skin. Yeah, it feels like skin. So if you imagine holding someone's hand, that's kind of how it feels, except not cold, hopefully. No, that looks really good, huh? As far as dirt goes, again, it is Kevlar, it is matte, and you can probably see a little bit of shine there coming out of my sweaty hands, because if you couldn't tell from my voice, I have a little bit of a cold, I have a little bit of a fever, so I am sweating a little bit every now and then. And you're seeing it on the case, but you see, can you see it? As with all these Kevlar cases, it just wipes completely off. I might stop doing this test soon because it's just the same for every case. Now, as far as bump protection goes, this is a minimalist case, but this year it's different because I've seen some drop tests on this iPhone 17 Pro, and this thing is a survivor. They've dropped, I think one guy had to go up to like 20 feet or something to get the back glass to break. So this is a really, really strong phone. The only disadvantage of that strength is that the aluminium is pretty soft, so it gets scuffed up really easily, which makes this kind of case kind of perfect, because this case is going to prevent this scuffage happening, right, from drops, but it doesn't need to have that much drop protection because the phone itself is super strong. So that looks very good. This is the kind of case I think, well, I mean, look, I'm being biased. I like these kind of cases anyway, but I think on the iPhone 17 Pro, it actually becomes the practical choice as well. As far as screen protection goes, again, very minimal, right? There's some up here. There's like a little lip at the top, and the corners are raised very, very, very slightly. It's not much to talk about. If you're again, I wouldn't be worried about the screen cracking on this thing because this glass does not break. It's like some kind of superhuman glass or something. But if you do put a screen protector, the benefit of that is that it kind of raises the level of the glass to the edges, so it doesn't feel like there's an edge there, and it just feels like a more, cohesive, coherent kind of phone, which I like very much. Now, as far as camera protection is concerned, it has a bit. Let's see how much. It's less than the Pro case. It's about 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters, but again, I think that is more than enough, because if it's not going to get in contact with the lens, it's not going to get in contact with the lens. Okay, so even if you put it like that, it's going to be completely protecting the lens. So on the inside, again, we see no microfiber lining. The difference is no microfiber lining is normal for very, very minimalist thin style cases like this. So that's kind of expected, and it is to preserve the thinness of the case. So if you have one of these, you are expected to take your phone out every now and then and clean the inside. As it's a minimalist case, it doesn't have any kind of bumps or like shock absorbing anything on the corners or anything like that. It's just pretty much in contact with your phone all around. As usual, they have put some effort into marking up the inside a little bit, including the DuPont Kevlar logo, so you know it's proper licensed Kevlar from DuPont. And you've even got the ArmorGrid there, which, so you can remember the name of your case. Now, being a tight-fitting minimalist case, this one isn't as easy to go on as like the TPU rubber ones. So I'm going to take my time with this and show you how I very, very carefully slip it in. Now with this, I think it's better to go like from the bottom like that. So as you can see, it is quite a tight fit, but you can just squeeze it in there like so, and then you just pull. I'm using the camera ring to just kind of pull the top over the top like that. Okay, and there it's in. So it's not the easiest to go in, but it does go in without too much effort. I mean, you're definitely not going to break the case. This is Kevlar after all. You can't break it. It's really strong. You might be worried about scratching your aluminium phone putting it in, and that is actually why I was being so patient. Now, as far as MagSafe goes, so first of all, we have to remove that obviously to test it. I've got my usual Anker charging stand there, and let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much standard as far as cases goes, and horizontally as well. It's all good. MagSafe is pretty much your normal affair. So that's it, guys. This is a very striking looking case, especially if you have the orange like I do. If you're unfortunate enough to order the orange and not the silver or the blue, this case might be your one redeeming your one redemption possibility, I should say, because you want it to be striking. you're not gonna get much more striking than this. So guys, I hope this video helped you choosing a nice case for your nice new iPhone 17 Pro in orange. Links to this are in the description below, and as I said, I have no financial affiliation with Benks. Gave me no money at all for this. You just send me a bunch of cases, and if I like it, I talk about it, and that's all they've ever asked of me. So I've got a discount code, Vines15, which gives you 50% off anything on the website. So if you want to pick these cases up, check the link below and use my discount code, and that way they know that, you know, people are actually watching my videos, and hey, they might send me more stuff. So that's it guys, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.